Hello, everybody. It's Amber Kivett here with LifePro. I am very excited to meet with all of you here today who are able to make it. We are going to be going through, excuse me, I've got a little frog in my throat today. We're going to be going through some exercises, a little bit of mobility circuits, or what I call getting into the flow, using the Infreszen PEMF mat. So this is a combination of infrared as well as pulsed electromagnetic field. Most of you might, excuse me, most of you might be might already have one of these mats, and if you do and you're not used to going through different flow motions while you're on it, you can actually use it at the same time as when you are just laying and relaxing. Some of you might be just laying and relaxing, and you want to be able to use it in a variety of different ways other than just laying there and letting time go by. But I've got it turned up to 145 degrees, and it's at 30 hertz of the pulsed electromagnetic fields working. So the infrared coil is working as well as the PEMF fields. And I've got just some different props here that I'm going to just take you through some kind of relaxation, but also mobility. I work with a lot of people who are in pain, who are limited in motion. They're usually missing motion through the midsection. They're missing mobility in the hips. So I'm just going to take you through some different flows while using the mat. If you don't have one of our Infrasen mats, it's okay. You just use whatever you got. Use the floor at home, use a yoga mat. But I'm just going to take you through some flow patterns, movement strategies in which you can feel the best version of yourself possible, whether you are sitting through work throughout the day, you're sitting from driving throughout the day, you've just rolled out of bed and you're just trying to get up and get moving. You can use the PEMF mat using these different movement strategies at the same time and maximizing your experience overall. I've also got the red light therapy lamps working in the background. You don't have to have all of that. I'm just multitasking and multiple biohacks. So if you happen to have any questions about all of this going on, I'm not going to have background music, but if you want to type in the comment section things that are on your mind or questions you might have, please feel free to do that, and I will try and answer some of those questions. Make sure you have your water. This is our Hydrolife Plus LifePro Alkaline Charge water bottle. It's made of glass, so you put the water in, you push the button, and it charges the water, and then you consume it immediately, and now you've got alkaline plus water in your system. And guess what? Our body is 80 to 90% water in the tissues that hold us together, so if you are hydrating properly, then the body metabolizes and repairs itself more efficiently, effectively, optimally. So this is all about finding the optimal version of you and having secrets and strategies at home that you can use in order to leveling up and just living each day at a time your best life possible. So here we go. The different things that I have here, I'm in shorts because when you're on an infrared mat, or if you're in red light therapy or with the PEMF mat, you want to make sure that you are using direct skin contact as much as you can receive it. The mat does heat up to higher 100-degree temperatures. I've got mine set at 145 right now. You don't have to set it that high. So if you find that doing these exercises on a hot mat is not tolerable for you, then just drop it down to under 100, but the PEMF field is still working, and it's working at full level. You can also have yourself a little pillow. If you want to put a pillow on the headrest here so you're not laying completely flat, feel free to make yourself comfortable. I have a resistance band here. This is like a stretch cord. You can use a belt, you can use a towel, but I'm going to get into some different positions in which I'm going to mobilize my legs, my hips, and creating a little extra resistance to get an extra nice deep stretch through the flow. I've also got the resistance hip circle. So if you happen to have your mini loop bands at home, you want to try this at home, please feel free to. I've got my favorite squishy ball that I show in a lot of my videos, and I've got a yoga block. And I'll show you how we're going to use the yoga block here shortly into getting into some in-range positions. If you are struggling with getting into some of those in-range positions, the block will help you. So without further ado, let's just start laying on our back. Let's see here. You know what? We do have music available here. Let me get all creative here on us and see if I can come up with some music, some calming spa music, lounge music. They got all kinds of different stuff. Let's see what we got here. And we can have some calming at the same time. If you don't. Oh, there we go. It's always better to have something than nothing, right? Yeah, this is just chill music. So here we go. All right. So again, if you should happen to have questions, don't hesitate to post in the chat box, but we're gonna enjoy some easy tuning vibes. And there we go. Okay, here we are. So laying on your back, just allow your head to relax. Open your arms up, palms up to the sky. Give me a nice deep breath in. Breathe in through your nose. Blow out through your mouth. I want you to breathe in for a count of 4 to 6, and I want you to blow out as long as you possibly can. So let's try that again. Deep breath in. And blow. Nice job. I want you to take those fingertips away from your toes. Reach away as far as you can. And again, if you want to go flat without that pillow, feel free to do so. But reaching as far as you can. Deep breath in. Blow out long. Nice job. Reach out away from your body again, reaching those fingertips and toes away. Deep breath in. Blow out long and bring those arms to your sides. And from here, let's go ahead and bring one leg up. Bring that knee to your chest. Let's give some knee hip circles. So we're just drawing circles with our knee, pull our chest. If this is sore for you, it's okay. Just hold that stretch. Now, we want to make sure. Doing to tap. That way you can actually hear me. I actually like the music. It's kind of fun. Oops, that's the wrong direction. There we go. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, I think we're getting there. It's a little harder to adjust here. There we go. Keep working with me, my friends. Keep stretching those legs out. The music, unfortunately, is going louder. Not what I had in mind. Okay, we're going without music. I'm so sorry. Didn't want to do that, but I can't get the music just right. I wanted to try and get it a little bit lower so that we could, it's a little bit harder to tone that down. So we're just going to roll with it. Oh, I think that just worked. Okay, we're good. Sorry for that inconvenience. Music is just nice. Okay. So let's go ahead, bring that knee up. We're going to rotate. We just rotated one way, thinking clockwise, counterclockwise. Now we're going to go the other direction. So rotating around, getting that hip socket, getting it lubricated, getting some of the hyaluronin, water, jelly-like in the joint. All right, let's take that leg on down. Let's bring on the other leg. Bring it on up, pull it nice and tight. Let's draw some circles with that knee up to the chest, using the whole leg. It's different when you're laying on a yoga mat than when you're laying on the PEMF mat, because PEMF mat creates heat and you're getting the pulsed electromagnetic fields and infrared at the same time. So it is very calming. Heat is very healing, very relieving. It just feels good. Good. So we're making sure we're going both directions, circling around. Our body loves circles and spirals. You're doing great. Going back around. Okay, from here, what I want you to do, bring both of those knees up. We're going to go shoulder width apart. Arms are going to be in a T formation. So arms are off to your side. I just want those legs to collapse to one side or the other. I'm going to my left. And as you allow those legs to fall in and relax, I want you to take, so if you're rocking to your left, take your right hand and reach away. Reach, reach, reach. You're going to feel your rib cage open up. And I want you to think about keeping your shoulder glued to the floor. Okay? And let's reach that arm up over your head. Reach, reach, reach. If you can get it there. If you can't get it there, that's okay. If you cannot get it there, take that palm and turn it down to the floor. So we're going palm up, palm down. And you can do this taking the arm overhead at the same time. But reaching away, you're going to feel this big stretch right here in the front of your hip. Feels ever so wonderful. Good. Now, drive your low back into the mat as you bring your legs across. So in other words, I don't want you to initiate the motion, bringing your legs. I want you to initiate motion, bringing your hips. So bring your hip down, bring those legs across. Okay, and we're just going to rock and roll side to side, nice and easy. And then let's take those legs to the other side. Again, we're going shoulder width apart with the feet. Let those knees rock to the other side until they find an endpoint. Wherever that endpoint is for you is fine. Want you to reach your opposite hand. So if your legs are to your right side, you're reaching with your left hand. If your hips and your knees are to your left, you're reaching to your right. Reach overhead and push, push, push. Push, push, push. Good. If you can't reach up over your head, take the palm up, turn the palm down. Palm up, spinning palm down. And we can go palm up and palm down, taking that hand until you reach overhead and just reach out and lengthen out. You're feeling a pushing sensation. We're not just relaxing here. We're pushing, 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 and reaching as that hip opens up. Nice job. Bring it back to center. Awesome job. Now, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer because I want to feel more and close with all of you. And as I'm hearing you, oh, awesome to hear from you, Cindy. Keep doing what you're doing. And yes, the inability to hydrate is super important, but we're going to work on getting there. So I'm going to bring you a little closer to me so you can see from a different angle what's going on down here. Awesome. All right, so we're going to kind of repeat some of these. I want to make sure that you get a different angle. All right, so here we go. So we're laying on our back. And again, we are going to bring, let's lubricate those hip joints again. So bringing that knee up, holding nice and comfortable, and just drawing circles. So we're feeling this through the hip joint. If we have hip pain, because we've got bone on bone, we've just had a total hip replacement, what have you, that's okay. Let's rock and roll the other way. You got this. Nice job. Okay, we're going to slide that leg back down, bringing the other leg up. Big circles. And it's okay if your other hip moves with. It's okay. Good. Now, we're going to let the legs go back down. We're going to bring both legs up, shoulder width apart. Again, just giving you a different variation. Arms are at a T. Let those feet rock to the side. Reach both arms overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Push, push, push. Breathe in, blow out. Nice work. Again, breathing in deep. Blowing out long. Hips and knees come back to center. Let's rock and roll. Rocking back and forth on those booties. Okay, use those butt cheeks for something awesome. Proud to have booty. Let those legs rock to the other side. Reach overhead. This time give me a Y instead of an I. Reach for Ys. Reach, reach, reach. Open up. Getting that chest to open up big. We stay so tight most of the day. Feels so good. Nice work, bringing it back to center. Okay, here's where we're going to expand on this, okay? We're going to go both legs down. We're going to bring knee to chest. If I'm using my left knee, I'm going to take my right hand, other hand stays across. Let that knee roll across you. Just enjoying a really nice deep stretch here. Give yourself a little rock and roller here. So if you don't want to hold here, that's okay. If you have a yoga block can come down. You can just rest your leg on that block, or again, you can remove the block and we can just rock and roll. Our body loves to be rocked and rolled and relaxed. So when we hold a stretch, your body can get too stiff holding there. So don't hesitate to spiral and rotate. You're not going to cause any issues with your spine. If you're already struggling with your back, then just ease into this. Just little baby oscillations. That's all it takes. Good. Keep doing what you're doing as I'm reading some of the comments. Okay. Yes. It's okay. You're doing an awesome job. We're going to keep adjusting. You just modify however you need to. If you can't lay flat, then let's go to partial knee bent or legs. Another thing that you can do, if you can't go completely flat, then you can take a blanket or a pillow and you can put it underneath of your knees, which will give you a little bit of a calming to your low back and your hips. So you can elevate the legs just a little bit on a blanket. Then you can bring the other leg up. So again, if this is my left leg, I'm going to use my right hand. Take it across the body as best as you feel safe going. And if you just want to like call this, I like to just lubricate, rock and roll. I'm just softening the joint, getting some calming in there. When we're really stiff and when we're dehydrated and we are fresh moving and in pain, it's hard to get all the way into these without feeling like we're going to cause problems. But I want you to feel safe going here. I do this with all my clients. I work with pain on a daily basis with clients. So just taking the leg across and just really feeling what works for you. Okay? And if you want to drop that foot down, you can feel even more stretch through here as opposed to down here. So feel free to straighten that leg way out if you want to, or keep it right here. This is okay. Whatever works for you, but reach away. You can feel that rib cage opening up. When our rib cage is limited and we cannot open our rib cage up, it pulls on our hip a lot harder. So it causes more problems. All right. Now, here's one of my favorites. We're going to bring our knees to our chest. Arms are going to be in a T formation, and we're just going to rock side to side, just nice and easy. If you have pain in your low back above your butt crack, that's usually SI joint pain. This is going to help with SI joint pain. It's going to soften that up. And if you have a sore, achy discomfort, keep moving, because this is really important in getting our body to do things that it's been not able to do. And our body is very stubborn at change. So change is good. Okay, now here's the fun one. If you can take your legs up just a tad, open your legs out wide. And if you can reach for the feet, that's great. We call this a happy baby. And if you can't, just go for your legs and just rock and roll. Doing this exercise right here will open up your SI joints, your low back joints, and it will help with relieving tension in your spine and in your low back. Okay? So just rocking and a rolling. Little happy baby time. So the wider you can pull those feet, the better you're going to feel. Just rocking and a rolling and enjoying the roller. Like we're just making those joints feel nice. If you can't go there again, just come back to baseline, whatever works for you. Okay? Good. Nice job. Now we're going to do the exact opposite. We're going to take our feet and get our feet underneath of us. I want you to tilt your hips towards you. So you're pointing your hip bone towards your chin. Think about pulling your belly button, tilting it towards your chin, or you got a fancy belt buckle, tilting it towards your chin. And then from here, I want you to push your hips up through the roof. We're not lifting into the ceiling. We're not lifting our butt up off the mat. We're pushing. Okay, so we're going to feel that right here in our booty. Great for butt toning, by the way. So again, we're going to rock and roll those hips, rock and roll back and forth. And then we're going to push our hips to the roof. Nice work. Okay, I'm going to bring you a little bit closer so you can see this from a different angle. Hopefully that's not loud. Okay, so if those of you who have had disc injuries, I had to learn to walk again with a functional lifestyle after 8 spinal injuries and a full-blown disc herniation. I have recovered from 8 spinal injuries with no surgery. I have no pain. I have no restrictions. Movement is medicine, and I actually healed myself by doing what the doctors told me not to do back then. They wanted me to lay around and not do anything except for my therapy. So if you have had vertebral bulges in the past, these exercises are going to help lubricate and open those joints up. It is the compression that causes the bulge, and it's the closing of this off. It's the shortening here. So if we open things up, it will allow the spine to shift back into position where it should be, as opposed to where things are bulging. Okay. If you are having pain with the bridges, you might be firing the wrong muscles. So here's what I want you to remember. If we are laying on our back and there's a lot of air pocket under here, we want to close off that air pocket. So we are tilting our hips back as if we were trying to compress, or like if you have a towel underneath your back, you shouldn't be able to pull out the towel when you go to rock those hips back. We're not using our thighs to doing this. We're just rocking our pelvic girdle right here. We're rocking back, rocking forward. Close off the gap, open the gap. Close the gap, open the gap. This is the greatest advantage to reducing a disc injury. If you are on the edge of a disc injury, this will help slide things back into position where it should be. So we're just rocking and rolling, okay? Now from here, I don't want you to pick your butt up off the floor, or that will cause low back pain. I want you to just think about pushing through your feet. So push your feet into the ground. Use your arms to push into the ground. Make sure you're rocking and rolling, and let's hold that tilt back, and then just ever so slightly lift your butt. Let me rephrase that. Don't lift your butt, push your butt. So we want to push our hips through the roof. Slowly coming back down. It's usually the down phase that causes more discomfort because you're having to use those muscles to control. So we're just rocking and rolling. Squeeze those butt cheeks tight. Push your hips up through the roof so that you're using not our low back muscles, but we're actually using our glutes and our hamstrings. This will offload the low back. Okay, and if you can't do that, it's okay. If you just want to rock and roll, you can rock and roll. If you have pain in your low back, put that squishy ball in between your legs. Squeeze that ball like you're going to pop it and continue to rock. We're activating these abdominal muscles, which will then lengthen our low back muscles, which allow our body to open up. If we're not activating these deep abdominal muscles in our pelvic floor, our low back muscles will overfire and will cause low back pain. So this is how you actually alleviate back pain. So I want you to squeeze that ball, tilt those hips back towards your chin, and just hold here. Breathe in, blow out. Nice job. You're doing great. Relaxing. Tilt on back. Squeeze the ball like you're going to pop it. Breathe in. Blow out. If you don't have a ball, just use a pillow. Take those arms open. Let the body roll towards. Okay, so we're taking the body one way or the other, but the ball is the common circuit director. So what I mean by that is if we hold the ball between our legs, we're no longer crunching our low back. We're able to open this all up. SI joint is very happy. Rocking it back to the center, rolling it to the side. So I work specializing in spine pain without surgery. So I see spine cases every day. And these are just some of my regular exercises that I teach my spine related clients who are suffering of low back spinal pain. It is a disconnect of our deep muscles in our abdominal region, as well as our pelvic floor or crotch area. When those muscles aren't working because of an injury, a hernia, a hysterectomy, recent childbirth, there's a lot of reasons why our muscles don't work very well. But when we can turn those on, when these muscles shorten and they start firing, these will relax finally, and then the spine will settle where it should. Our spine is usually overfiring. That's why we have the pain, why the disc shifts forward. All right, let's go ahead and take the ball out. Shake a leg, shake a leg, shake a leg, shaky, shaky. Okay, let's go ahead and repeat this. Now we're gonna go to the other side. So squeeze that ball. Let's let those hips rock back, hip forward, tilt back, tilt forward, tilt back. Now I'm not picking my butt up off the floor. I'm just using my hips without using my legs. The legs are just holding the ball. All right, so rocking on back. Hold right here, deep breath in. Blow out long. When you're breathing in, your tummy should get really big. And when you're blowing out, it should get really flat again. So breathe in, blow out long, and let that body roll. Nice job. Reach out, touch, say hi, wave hi. This is where things really start to feel good. Everything opens up. Bring it back to center. Let's regroup. So tilt the hips so there's air space. Close off the air gap. Can't slide the towel out. Rock and roll. Reach, reach, reach. You're going to feel a big stretch here across your chest, armpit area. You can even reach overhead if you choose to. Nice work. Bring it on back down. Good. Now, here's where we take it to a whole nother level. Now we're going to bring that ball to our chest. So the ball's in between the knees. We're going to keep the chest and ball close. And from here, just rock and roll. But now that we're squeezing this ball, we're really using these lower abdominals and those groin muscles to stabilize the spine, which allows those low back muscles to relax. Okay, taking the ball to the side. Let it go. If you can't go all the way, that's okay. That's what your block is here for. You can put your block down and just go as far as you feel the block. And then you can just rest here. So if you don't want to take it all the way, that's okay. I love taking it all the way. It feels so good going all the way down. Good. Reach out, open up. Turn your head to the side. So if you're laying to the right with your legs, turn your head to your left. Feel free to stick out your tongue. Your tongue is connected to your crotch in all one tissue. So if you have a tight jaw, you're going to have a tight low back. Good, good, good. Bring the ball and your hips back to center. If you can't lift, you can remove the ball, take one leg up at a time and bring the other leg through, okay? Let's rock and roll side to side, nice and easy. Deep breath in. Blow out long. Take it all the way across. Feels so good. Reach out. Reach, reach, reach. Turn your head the other way. Stick out that tongue. Feel free to go, ah, that's stimulating your vagus nerve, which is a beautiful thing. Good, open up, breathe, blow. Nice job, bring that hip back to the mat. Nice. Okay, now from here, let's draw some circles with your ball. So you got your ball in between the legs, you're squeezing the ball with your knees. If you want to pretend like you're giving birth to the ball, you can stabilize there. If you want to hold the ball with your feet, you can hold the ball with your feet, but we're drawing circles. Whatever works for you is fine. Wherever you feel the greatest return, a lot of times it's in our thighs. This is a good feeling. Going the other way, and all at the same time, the pulse electromagnetic field is heated at 145 degrees. If you have a sauna blanket, open that blanket up and do the exact same thing. It feels so good. Now, from here, we're going to drop one foot down and then the other, as opposed to doing both at the same time, because that's really hard on your spine. If we're here, if you want to remove that ball, drop one leg down until you feel the ground and then bring down the other. Awesome. Okay, from here, let's take those legs straight. Good job. Let's roll to our side. Okay. And from here, like I said, I've got a pillow here. If the pillow is not tall enough and you don't want to be like cranking on your neck, you can take your ball and you can put your ball there, or you can take your yoga block and then you have a little headrest. Okay. I want you to bend your knees just a little bitty bit. I'm actually going to take my ball. The ball actually feels really good. It allows, if you have a squishy ball, it also massages your neck at the same time. But what we're going to do is we're going to reach with our arms stacked up. So we're going to take our arms, we're going to reach, and I want you to separate your shoulder blade from the rest of your body. Okay. If this is uncomfortable and you want to put a towel or a pillow between your legs so that your hips are level, if you've got tender points, that's totally fine. You can do that too. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to bring you a little bit closer. Awesome. Okay, here we go. All right. So laying on our side, ball goes down. And from here, I want you to reach and pull back. So I'm doing this motion through my rib cage. Okay. You can even do chicken elbow if you want to. Just think about opening your rib cage. Okay. Legs are kind of dead weight. They're not doing anything. I'm just reaching with my ribs, reaching with my hand, reach as far as you can, push high into the sky, and open up, driving with your shoulder. Okay, not with a shoulder socket. Let me rephrase that. We're going to reach, push high into the sky. I want you to lead with your rib cage and thinking about getting your rib cage touching the ground. Okay, and again, if you got to switch out props in order to make yourself comfortable, you can use the pillow, you can use a blanket, you can put the ball in between. We're just separating our ribs from our hips, which reduces spine issues. Close it back up. We're going to reach, pull back, reach, pull back, reach, push high into the sky, open up, driving with your rib cage. Okay, so your shoulder blade on the backside, think about touching your shoulder blade and your rib cage to the ground. Ah, feels so good. Now we can take one leg straight and just let it hang, let it roll. If you want to use the ball to let it rock and roll, you can get a little bit of relief up here in the hip. If you have a little clicking motion there in the hip, then just reach for a foot on a longer angle as opposed to up higher towards your hand. If you want to take it all the way, you can bring hand to foot and just breathe and blow. Nice job. Bringing that knee back to start position, bringing that arm back to, this time we're going to reach, come back to, reach, come back to, reach up over the top, draw me a big sunshine until you get all the way across the other side. Circle back around, reach, circle around. Feels so good. You should feel this opening up in your rib cage, opening up in your chest. You should feel it on your hips. It is a also feel good feeling. Nice job. Okay, let's go back. Now what we do on one side, we got to do on the other. So I'm going to give you the backstory. Backstory. So we're going to rock and roll to the side. We're going to stack it up. Okay, so you're going to be stacked up laying on your side. Okay, we're going to reach and pull back. Reach and pull back. And this time I want you to reach as far as you can and draw yourself a big rainbow through the sky, leading with your ribs. If you turn the doorknob downward, you can, or if you just want to lay here and relax, keep breathing. Good job. Close it up. Reach, pull back, reach, pull back, reach high into the sky, leading with your rib cage. Open up full. Take that leg forward. Really feeling this in the back. Reach, reach, reach. If you want to reach overhead, feel free and get really long. Good. Give yourself a little rock and roll. Feels so good. Making those joints ever so lubricated with the natural fluid in our body. Movement is medicine and motion is lotion. We're just putting the lotion in the joints. If you feel pops, snap, crackles, you hear them, feel them, it's okay. Your body's reshaping itself. That's quite all right. Okay, so from here, if you want to straighten that leg out, reach forward if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to reach, that's awesome. You can go hand over head. Just get comfortable, get creative, driving with the rib cage down. Okay, so again, we're going to reach back to center, crossing over, reach, open up the big circle, coming back to the hip, closing back down, and start. Lift high, drive your rib cage into the mat, going for the hips, bringing it back around. So we're opening up a lot of different joints here. Feels so good. And at the same time, we're getting all of this biohacking. We're getting infrared, we're getting PMF. Let's bring it back to center. Nice job. Now, you might feel a little stiff on your back now, so let's try this again. Let's bring those knees up to our chest, and we're just rocking and rolling side to side. Rocking side to side. Feels amazing. Nice job. All right, and from here, let's take one foot down and the other. Let's lengthen those legs out. Reach that ball overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Blow out long. Nice job. When you blow out, the space behind your back gets smaller. When you breathe in, tummy can open up and inflate. When you blow out, tummy deflates and gets tight. So breathe in one more time. Blow out. Nice job. If you want to roll to your side and sit up, that's fine. If you want to use those deep abdominal muscles and sit on up here, that's fine too. We're going to go through a couple of movements really quick in a seated V-sit position. Fixing our tangles here for a moment. Excuse me. There we go. All right. So we can go legs out this way, or we can go legs out long ways. It's up to you. But what I want you to do is you're going to take your ball and you're going to reach away from your body. Enjoy this stretch if you want to roll side to side. Getting a good stretch here. Let me adjust my camera here for you all. There we go. All right, so we're sitting up nice and tall. Nice, tall, long back. Head, chest tall, toes to nose. Okay, and then we're going to roll the ball away. Just enjoy this stretch. Just enjoy. Deep breath in. Blow out long. Nice work. We're going to roll the ball to one foot, roll the ball to the other. So we're just rolling the ball back and forth. Okay, if you don't have a ball, okay, or you can crawl with your hands. Crawl with your hands. This is a natural movement that we should be able to do. Okay, I want you to come back up. This time as we go down, I want you to lead with your chest instead of leading with your arms. I want you to lead with your chest. So you're sitting nice and tall. Tap those hands forward, leading with your chest. You're trying to get your chest to your thighs, not rounding. Okay, reaching chest to thighs. Nice job. Let's walk over to one side. And again, if you want to use that ball, you can use that ball to reach out. Nice job. Yes, you are exactly right. I'm reading your post here. Wondering if pelvic fascia is blocking drainage mostly. Absolutely. It is a huge lymphatic drainage port. The other big drainage port is right here behind the knee, right here in the femoral area. We've got one right here in our solar plexus. So yes, I do a lot of fascia work, especially with pelvic floor. And this feels amazing when it comes to using the fifth human element of the body, which is PEMF field. If you're adding heat to it and we're just lubricating and getting the hyaluronan in the fascia to activate, when you can get the hyaluronan activated and shifting around, it allows the fascia and the fibers to glide really, really well as opposed to them being sticky and stuck. So this will get easier and easier. But again, you can use the ball to sway, or if you don't have the ball, just think about being nice and tall and reaching. If you're interested in watching some of our future lives, Roseanne and Debbie and I, we go for different times, different days of the week. Most of mine are before 3 because I've got a teenage daughter who plays sports after school. So I try and go sometime between 12 and 3 most days. But I've been missing in action here lately because it's my super busy season for working with clients in pain, and my niche. I'm a medical provider in instant pain relief using these holistic methodologies. So I specialize in kind of reshaping the body through pliability, like remolding it. And so you'll find our lives all different times of the day, different days of the week. All of these are being recorded and shared, so you can come back and rewind and rewatch. You can find a lot of our videos. I've done over 400 videos for LifePro on YouTube, so you can find us on YouTube. If you're looking for Amber specific videos, I've done a lot of hip and back pain relief videos using our vibration plates. If you type in under YouTube, LifePro Amber back or LifePro Amber hip, you'll find all these great strategies. LifePro Amber sciatica, LifePro Amber restless legs. There's all different topics that you can reach for us. Let's reach to the outside of those feet, and we're just shifting side to side. I don't want you to hold a stretch. When we hold a stretch, we actually neurologically shut the system down for a while. So we want to stay gliding in a flow ever so slightly. If you don't want to go that low, Then we can reach around, side to side. Body loves this, feels good. When we have more low back pain, it's usually because there's missing motion between the ribs and the hips. So when we open up the chest, open up the hips, it naturally takes tension off of the bridge down here. The low back is considered a bridge. It takes 3,000 pounds of force to stretch it. Not meant to be stretched, meant to be lubricated and meant to be gliding. Okay, we're going to take these legs just a little bit wider. And we're going to sit up a little bit taller. We're going to reach forward. We're going to walk around and just deep breath in, blow long. Good. Reach forward a little bit more. Come back across. Spider walking across with those arms. Reach out and hold. Deep breath in. Blow out long. Go a little further. Deep breath in. Blow out long. Coming back to center. Now from here, I don't want you to just sit up. I want you to work your way back using your hands. Use those hands. Now, one of my favorite exercises. We're going to go hips, knees, shoulder width apart. Okay, and I call this the birthing position because you're sitting in a straddled upright position. Hands are back and comfortable, holding you up. What I want you to do is just rock your knees to the side. And just settle. Tall and enjoy our hips settling into this position. If for some reason that your hips do not want to go into this position, it's okay. We're just going to work with it. So if you're one of those, if this is all you can do, use your hand, lift, reach high, because we're opening up this whole lateral fascia line. Reach high. Good. Rock and roll back to center, transitioning to the other side. Reach high, opening up that outside line. Reach, reach, reach. We're just not raising our arms up. We're actually lifting ribs from hips here. Now, if we can take it all the way across, rocking and rolling, taking it all the way across, lift high, and add a little stretch. Oh, there it is. And if you want to drop this arm down, or if you want to drop down to that ball and really open up into this, you can open up all the way into the hip to the knee. Feels so good if we push our hip, push our rib cage open. Think about pushing hip up. Feels amazing. You can feel tension changing there. Good. And so we're coming back up to center, rocking and rolling back up to the middle, coming back to the side, lift tall, and open up. Good. That's it. We're wanting to go all the way down, and then open up. So there's no rules here. We just want to get those hips to rock and roll in 90s because 90s are quite healing, quite functional, okay? So we're rocking and rolling. We can go hands free, rock and roll to one side, coming back to the center, rock and roll to the other side. Coming back center, coming back to the other side. Nice job. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay. Bringing those feet together. Okay. Bringing those feet together. I am seeing another question coming up. Which PMF mat and vibration plate would you recommend? Okay. So this is a LifePro Infrasen PMF mat. We make it in two different sizes. This is the long mat, and then we've got one that's much shorter and narrower. I actually have it folded up underneath my cabinet under here. I don't use it as often, but it's something that you can put into a chair. So it's quite handy for that. But we're going to put those feet together, sit nice and tall, and just rock and roll. Just rock and roll. But the Infreszen PEMF full-size mat is my favorite. My absolute favorite vibration plate is the Rumble-X 4D Plus. I use it with every one of my clients as an assessment. I'm able to watch and see where their body is receiving vibration where it's not. Where it's not receiving vibrational energy, there's a blockage there. The fascia is sticky or it's stuck, so the vibration can't go beyond that point. So the Rumble-X Plus is flat, so it allows anybody and everybody to experience the joy and the relief of just being on one. And all you have to do is stand, sit, or just elevate your feet on it, and you're going to get great relief because the body responds to vibration. It's really important that you can get into some vibrational positions. But yeah, it's good stuff. But those are my two favorite: the Infreszen PEMF Mat full size, which is what I'm on right now. I've got it heated up right now to, it's heated right now at 125. I've got 1 minute left on it. It's sitting at 30 hertz is the frequency that it's running at right now. And this heats all the way up into the 170s. So it can heat all the way up to, hang on and I'll give you the end game. 176 is the high point. It gets pretty steamy if you are rolling through on the heat. And a lot of times in the middle of winter, I'll turn it up to 175 and then I'll actually lay a blanket or a towel over the top of me to retain the heat. But today, because we're exercising on it, I've actually got the heat on the mat turned down to 125 so that I can transition through without over compressing and feeling those hot points in my sensitive areas. I've got fibromyalgia, and with the wave of weather lately and the barometric pressure, my body hurts more when the tissues get sticky. And so the PEMF mat helps me in being able to soothe any kind of stickiness with the fascia and the fibromyalgia, which is just simply a miscommunication of the brain with the pain and the electrical signals of the body. The plate that I love to use with all my things is it is the LifePro Rumble X 4D Plus. I've got several behind me. Those are all LifePro as well, but the one that I really, really like is the Rumble X Plus. Looks like the one on bottom, all blue, and you can find that on our Amazon page, or you can find it on our LifePro Fitness page. If you need a discount code, don't hesitate to hit me up or text me. You can text me directly, 317-446-7971 for questions that you might have directly if I don't answer your questions today. Okay, windshield wipers. Let's rock and roll those hips inside to out because our body loves spirals and circles. Good. Same side. Good. Now, we didn't do anything with our low back and our upper body today outside of laying on our back and sitting in upright position. More to come with that because we're about 40 minutes in here. So I will continue this little series doing more of what we can do in a kneeling position and how to use your mat or how to use your hard floor or your yoga mat in order to protect your knees and protect your joints. But for those of you who are really feeling great with this, it is a wonderful feeling to just be able to get loosey-goosey. So let's go ahead and lay on back, and I will repost my number here shortly. Let's go ahead into a deep relaxation, breathing. Deep breath in. Reach those overhead as far as you can take. Reach and push. Think about pushing those toes away, push those hands away from your center. Nice job. If you can bring in one knee, awesome. And go ahead and bring in the other knee. Let's rock and roll. Just soothing that low back. Going back through some calming. 1 foot down, 1 foot down. Slide it back down, slide it back down. Another deep breath in. Blow out. Okay, now. This is one of my favorite types of breaths. This is what I want you to do next. We're going to do AHA breaths. We're going to breathe in. So I just want you to everything out. Why? Because our diaphragm loves it, and our chest needs it, and our vagus nerve loves when we hum, or chime or chant. Some people think that chanting is a meditational religious thing. You can blow all the air out in one big like, let me know how you feel. Deep breath in. It's like you just get it out. Like all that extra tension, all that extra stress, just let it out. One more deep breath in. Just let it out. Now, give a little shake. Wake it up. I am so grateful for all of you today. Thank you all so much for being here today. Again, on behalf of LifePro and myself, Amber Kivett, the LifePro Infrasen mat, as well as the, I've got the PMF mat going. We've got all the different vibration plates in the background. I had the light show going behind us where the plants are. You're looking for, let's bring you on down here. You're looking for different options for numbers. And so I'm going to type in the phone number here if you need it. And again, you can send me if you have questions, need links to some of our YouTube videos for LifePro. I have a full list of the videos that we've featured in the past. But if you're needing direct information, that's my number. You can reach out to me direct. And otherwise, I'm going to send you again the name of the mat, Infrasen, and the Rumble X 4D Plus is my favorite. That when you combine all, a winning combination for immediate pain relief. And again, I use this with all my clients. They love it. They respond really well. And so you can treat yourself at home and get the same results of going in to see a medical practitioner or a therapist like myself and get what you need. Our goal here at LifePro is to give you lasting relief, expertise, advice, proven strategies and standards in which you can feel safe from the convenience of your home. You can work on your own time. You don't have to worry about scheduling. You're only doing with other equipment. If you don't have our equipment, as long as you've got you and you've got the floor, you can do about anything. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to serve you all today. And remember, it's about providing your body with the optimal environment for it to fix itself. And so definitely stay tuned with us, because between Debbie and Roseanne and I, we're always live offering you information that you're looking for. We are all specialized and have years, decades of experience in our expertise. And so we're here to bring out the absolute best in your life. So have an amazing day, and I will see you in our next video.